Welcome back, everybody. Don't forget, tomorrow it all begins from Jamestown, the girls' Class B quarterfinals. You'll see them live tomorrow on WDAY. Coverage begins at 1 o'clock with all four quarterfinals. The semis are played Friday afternoon on WDAY with championship Saturday scheduled for 8. And one of the teams that's back at the state tournament, no surprise that Langdon area Munich is there. The Cardinals won this thing in 2020, and it's great to welcome back a fan favorite to our show. Langdon head coach Rob Scherr joins us this morning for the Cardinals get set to go to Jamestown. It's great to see you, but first off, congratulations on 500. I know you're going to be humble and tell me it's about all your assistants and players, but that's a heck of an achievement. Congratulations on 500 career wins.
Thanks, Dom. I appreciate it. I don't know about the fan favorite part you introduced me as, but anyway, no, it's you kind of sit back. Yeah, I didn't take it as a big deal, but they sure made it one. My team, our community, and my family, and so it turned out pretty special. I mean, I don't get too emotional at times, but I know I was. The way the girls handled it, I mean, I couldn't even talk after the game. I mean, they got me pretty emotional. I mean, I didn't expect it, so, but no, it's a lot of gym time, a lot of practice time, like you said, the players, coaches, everything. And it just honestly made me feel old thinking back of how many games I've been in, how long I've been doing it.
With this team, did you expect this kind of success this year? You had a state trip in this year's team.
Yeah, I mean, going in, I mean, honestly, Dom, we're starting 2 8th grade guards. So, I mean, and this sport is so tough to play because there's so many moving pieces as you play and adjusting and they're 13 years old and 14 turning. And so they're, just seeing the level of competition from junior high, JV, or all the way up to varsity now and playing our tough competition. We have tough games we schedule during the year to get us to the end. And I knew there'd be a lot of growing, and it's a sport you just gotta adjust so much. And I think I was trying to have them grow up too fast, and I sat back and learned. And I always like a tough schedule, but this year our tough schedule was early, and it was like, man, I wish we wouldn't have had it this year. We needed to grow better, but I think we were like 3-5 or 3-6 before we really got going. But I tell you what, it takes a lot of patience. I just sit back. We have a great leader in Meredith Rumfo, which is honestly the key because she led these young kids to where we are now. But I tell you, we were playing solid ball in the regional. I'll tell you that.
To take your lumps early, how much do you think that paid off for March, where you think, okay, we're rounding into form, we can maybe do something in Jamestown?
Well, we lost early. I think one of our first games, when we played Edgeley Combe down in Edgeley, we lost in overtime by 1, and we had a nice lead, and we had trouble then, with the ball at the end with our young kids. But the thing is, we didn't even have enough practices to actually play a basketball game if you went by basketball practices because we were in the state volleyball, I think. And so, but we could include state volleyball as practices, so we were able to play. But that loss was a tough one because we wanted to get going on that for confidence. But then we went and I think we lost 4 Class A schools in a row. And or 3 of them, and then 1 later. And we lost to Benson County, was ranked 1 at the time. And then, and later on, then we played Kenmare, and we lost to them in Kenmare, which was a tough game. And so we did have tough games, and I think all those helped us grow. And we kept them positive. We kept them understanding, hey, we're playing these for the end product. And, honestly, the girls stayed positive, and we really got rolling at the end. And it, I felt so confident walking onto the court with the team we had and the way we were playing.
You look now, you've played a couple of other teams that have been at state, which is a hallmark of your team because you always play, as you mentioned earlier, a pretty tough schedule. Does that give you a good bearing on what the level of talent is at the State B and how you guys stack up with the other 7 teams that are there?
Yes, I mean, I had one of the teams we played. I mean, they voted us second in, when they ranked the team
Yeah.
because they thought the way after it and we attacked. And then he texts me back, or they got a hold of me and goes, "Man, someone don't like you. You got a stick." Um, Dom, we went into the regional championship and we played a Benson County team that's awesome.
Yeah.
And we played them earlier, and you've got to beat the best to be the best. And we went in, and we loved our game plan. We sold it to the girls, and we had a plan to go in and get them. And we tried to keep them, like, hey, in the regional, going into that regional, I mean, we're 20-1 the last 7 years in the regional, so they're worried about us. And, now we're 23-1 the last 8 years. So they were kind of, we went in, and honestly, we just punched right away, and we were up 19-4. Then I have, Meredith Rompo to me is an all-state candidate, but we had another girl step up to be an all-state player. She's one of the best players in my eyes in the state, and she's only an 8th grader. And I would have prayed you guys would get to see her play, but she went down when we were up 19-4. She left the game and never returned, and she ended up tearing her ACL. So that is a huge blow to our team. But, again, it's tough going to the state. We were so excited, Dom, on what we accomplished and how we were playing, and it took away from it because we were sad for Avery. And, but, we do have good players. We just have to adjust. And so we spent more time this year of any other state tournament I've been to kind of had – it's not a great time to adjust your team going into the state tournament, because of how it's playing and confident. But we are adjusting. We have to adjust. We have to move things around a little bit. And, but we're worried more about how we're going to play this year than the other team. And maybe that's a good thing with this young team, so – but we are playing a heck of a team tomorrow.
So you didn't make it last year. Was that a long 365 days since you've been every other year since you've been coaching there?
Yeah, I mean, we were a stud team last year. We were ranked number 1.
Yeah.
We got into it. And all of a sudden, I don't know what went wrong, but we were not the same team. We'd lost our mojo, and I don't know if it was amongst the girls or things or what. It just seemed like all of a sudden we were ready to be done, and I didn't understand it. I went nuts all year. What happened? And and there's little things that did possibly happen and what, but that was a tough one. Because I thought we had the talent if we got there and put it together to really have a nice finish.
Does that make it sweeter, Rob, to be back after what happened last year? Now to be back as one of the final 8 tomorrow?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is what it is. We've been in the state tournament, all those years in a row, and honestly, it got to be where I think they took it for granted.
Yeah.
And that's sad because some kids don't even get to play in a regional, and or even a regional semi or championship game. And here, these girls, I think it's not their fault. They just kind of took it for granted. And after getting beat last year, came back with more of a hunger. And, and I think the young girls, we have 15 girls on our roster, and 13 of them are 7th through 10th grade.
Man.
And we have 2 seniors, so we have no juniors. And the way we were playing and these young girls on our JV, we play 7th graders on our JV, and you won't know they're 7th graders. So obviously there's a lot of schools that don't really want us around up here anymore.
Last thing before I let you go, give us a little breakdown of your opponent. You're playing Central McLean tomorrow. What do you know about your matchup with them?
Well, they were there last year, and man, they were quick and fast, and I watched them last year. I was impressed with them. And then, I just watched them on scouting when I scouted someone else this year, and then we got a draw, and they were ranked 2nd in the state, and they got upset in the region championship by Grant County. And just looking at them, they had one girl, one of their main players didn't play in the regional, and, I heard she's coming back for the state, and that's good. You don't want anyone hurt, It's
Nope.
sad if someone's hurt, and I believe she's a senior, but they press, they're quick, they're strong. We definitely have a challenge, ahead of us. And I told the girls, you got to sell things to the girls, and they believe. And I believe we had everyone's role has to change a little, and we got to get, a few more points here, but, maybe a few more offensive rebounds here, maybe cherry pick and get 4 points, things like that. Have to find points because Avery was averaging, 15 a game for us against it getting, their number 1 or 2 defender, and so the thing is we have to somehow get, and her defense was awesome too, so we have to somehow change things to get it, because they attack so hard, Dom, and they're strong. They don't turn the ball over, and I tell you, they're a tough team, and we just have to make sure that we come in and can slow them down somehow, because they like to shoot layups, so we can't turn the ball over.
It's great to catch up, bud. Thanks so much for doing this. Safe travels to Jamestown, and good luck tomorrow, okay?
Appreciate it, Dom. Thank you.
Good to see you, bud. Rob Scherr joining us, Langdon area Munich. Langdon area Munich. Let me get you that. Edmore. Langdon area Munich head coach joining us as they get set for their matchup coming up tomorrow, as they'll take on Central McLean about 2:45. You'll see it on WDAY. We're due for a break. We come back. Josh Fenton will join us, commissioner of the Summit League, as they get ready for the tournament to tip off later today in Sioux Falls. That's coming up. We come back right after this.